Welcome to Entrepreneurial Entrails for some short stories on the guts and glories of being an entrepreneur. Hey, it's Elizabeth Plouffe and welcome to Entrepreneurial Entrails. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a book I just finished reading called Lean Change Management: Innovative Practices for Managing Organizational Change by my friend Jason Little. This is done through the Happy Melly Express. And to give you a little bit of background, I met Jason 2.5 years ago now. I was connected to him through Silicon Halton. Chris Herbert connected us because Jason was bringing this big, bold idea to Canada from England called Spark the Change. And he needed an event coordinator. So we met and chitty-chatted, and apparently I might have said a bad word or two because it happens. I try not to do that. And anyway, we ended up working together, and we had a fantastic first event with Spark the Change in 2015 and did it again in 2016, and it was even better. And we're already planning for 2017. And in the meanwhile, we're also doing a Happy Melly Exploration Day on October 19th in Kitchener. And it's basically a TED Talk workshop kind of situation about change and tools and management and all kinds of great stuff. And the reason this book is significant to me is that I've always worked in organizations where it's a very top-down driven situation. Even Girl Guides of Canada, one of my best jobs, still, top-down driven, very encouraging. And open to feedback and what have you. But, I don't know that agile was or is ever going to be, part of their mantra. And I thought all organizations or 90% of my other jobs, sorry, I have to pause because it was a really impactful situation. So I knew nothing about agile. I didn't know that tools like this existed. And I know agile and that kind of stuff is used to be in the realm of software development. And change agents like Jason, agile coaches and scrum masters and what have you are bringing all of this out into the forefront, with other thought leaders like Jurgen Apollo, who does Management 3.0, so that organizations don't have to be stuck. They don't have to, continue to operate from this top-down, do what I say, no buy-in, whatever situation. And so getting involved with that first project really changed my life. It changed the way I look at how organizations should operate. I'm absolutely convinced that the practices that Jason brings to organizations to facilitate change should be taught to all entrepreneurs so that the relationships that you're developing with clients, start building right away on a positive note. And if the plan for your business is to grow and scale and eventually have employees and manage big teams and what have you, if you start with these kind of lean change management practices, you have no choice but to be successful. If you start kind of willy-nilly in the old industrial age, do as I say situation, or you have no plan around how clients and team members engage with each other or how team members engage with each other, you're in deep shit. I mean, there's no other way to put it. If you are averse to having transparent conversations and everybody seeing what you're doing and what have you, if you have stuff to hide, people are going to find you out. It's as simple as that. So rather than operate from that obscure corner office where nobody can see what you're doing, or, putting on this mask every time you go out and engage in public, be yourself, be transparent, make things happen. So anyway, that's my little inspirational point. But so lean change management. So I finally got a chance to read Jason's book. It came out a couple of years ago. And now I have a much better understanding of the processes that he puts in place and why they're successful. And I won't go through everything, but he wrote this book when he was working with a large organization. And so it's a truth to tell story in that he's taken the practices, lessons learned, and what have you, and now put them into a situation where people can read it and understand it and apply it. Whether you are already an agile coach or a scrum master and you're looking for clearer understanding about different ways to do things, or you're like me and you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for ways to build better conversations with people around you, Or you're in a small business or even a larger business and you're sick to death of, management making decisions and you having no input and just having to take it on the chin, then, sorry, this is a way that maybe you can start that conversation. And one of the points that I made is that, you don't have to go it alone in making change in a business or an organization. But if you are, in fact, starting out alone, that doesn't mean you shouldn't start somewhere. And even as simple as, using your own Kanban to manage your projects, and that's a tool Jason talks about in here. It's a sticky board. How he uses the Kanban, and you're going to have to forgive me, Jason, I'm going to take a little bit of license here because I'm still learning. But basically, when you're looking to implement change at an organization, you need to start talking to people, which I know sounds so basic, but fear holds a lot of people back from taking that first step to honestly find out how things are in an organization or even their own performance or what have you. And so you need to take some kind of action to gather insights from your colleagues or from management or something. And that's sort of the beginning of the Kanban situation, where you pull those insights, you start to get people's feedback. Do they feel the same way? And if you're brave enough to take that first step, then you've started the conversation. That can never be undone. It might get pushed aside, don't get me wrong, but it can never be undone. You've now planted the seed within people's minds that they can have these conversations and maybe hopefully affect some kind of change. So anyway, I'm going to be a little bit all over the place. Again, I'm still learning, but I'm so inspired to learn more about this. And I'm getting the opportunity to attend a workshop in December with Jason to see him in action and learn more and more about this. And I got to tell you, I'm an absolute convert. I'm kind of like a Trump supporter, but intelligent and thoughtful and not crazy. I'm that enthusiastic about learning more about this. So at the beginning in chapter 1, Jason says here, people have a way of fighting through the pain of change when they want the outcome badly enough. So if you've been working in an abusive, nasty situation, you'll make it happen. So he wrote here, I wrote this book for people who are passionate about bringing meaningful change into their organizations. I want to help them broaden their toolkit by filling it with ideas from agile, lean startup, neuroscience, psychology, organizational development, and change management. Of course, while this book will help you stock up on your toolkit with tools, you'll have to decide which tool to pull and when to pull it. Many of the stories in this book are about my experiences with triggering change through the introduction of agile software practices, but at the end of the day, change is change. And this is not just my conclusion. Many people I talked to while writing this book confirm that these ideas can be applied to any organizational change. I'll just finish with this last one here. Organizational change is a powerful foreign element that brings uncertainty and provokes an emotional response from people, which I think most people, this is me saying, most people forget that when you suggest change, you have to remember the fear reaction from others. The product development world has learned to manage uncertainty better with lean startup. I will get you up to speed about lean startup later on, but for now, I'll tell you its principles can be applied to change by involving those affected by the change and in the design of the change. That involvement will validate that it is the change that is most likely to work, and it will likely reduce the symptoms of change resistance. So the cool thing is, once you get through this book, and I don't mean get through in a negative way, but you really need to make it happen. He gives you the tools. He talks about lean coffees, culture hacking, having agile retrospectives, using an ADKAR. I'm not good with acronyms, so I'm having a moment. And he references all of the research that he's done to make this book successful, like Kotter's 8-step change model, about creating urgency, forming coalitions, not like Survivor Island, and goes on about options and experiments and all kinds of fantastic stuff. So if you are looking to learn more about lean change management, if you're looking for tools to make some change happen in your organization, do yourself a favor and check out this book. I'm just going to pull up Jason's website here. He offers just all kinds of simple ways. I mean, you have to extrapolate. He offers all kinds of ways to have success That's the biggest thing, is to have success within your organization, to have success with making change, to not feel powerless and think that that's all you have to do in the world is sit there and take it. If you visit www.agilecoach.ca, there's some stuff about Jason there, and how to get his book and have a look. His blog's there, everything. So have a look. Oh, look at that. He's got a 100 top agile blogs for 2015. Woohoo! Have a look. It's a great book. Again, being involved with Jason and the Spark team, who are amazing people, Sue Johnston, Andrew Arnott, Sean, everybody, Joanne, Hazel, everybody. I'm so lucky, and it's changed the way I'm going to build my business. It's changed the way I engage with people. And I'm hoping, like I said, to take what he's doing here for organizations and make it so that entrepreneurs can use it, bring it down so that small businesses can build with this. It's just amazing. So check it out, www.agilecoach.ca. And he's on Twitter. I should have had this all up. My apologies. Where's the dude? At Agile Dude, I believe is what he is. Oh, at Jason Little. Psh, what am I talking about? So at Jason Little. He's on Twitter, shares all kinds of fantastic stuff there. Have a look. And if you're looking to learn more, you can visit or look up Happy Melly Exploration Day. It's on Eventbrite, it's on the web, or you can go to www.happymelly. Let's just see. Happy Melly. Happy Melly. Where are you, Happy Melly? happymelly.com, and learn more about Jürgen Apollo, who's going to be the one of the speakers. And they've also got an event page there. But come on out, learn, change your organization, change you. It's just the best way to go. Just the best way to go. So action items, I don't know. If you're sitting with change, if you're sitting at the same desk and the same boss is yelling at you for the same crap that you took, last year, something needs to change. And that can only start with you and one brave step to at least even learn more, find out more, do something. And there's a whole community out there, and Jason's one of the, chief minions of this, that can help you make change happen so that you're not dealing with asshat bosses, or at least you're dealing with it better. So I hope you're having a fantastic day. That's my wise words for today. Just know you have the guts and glory to make your own story. And if your story needs to change, we can help you with that. Have a good one. Bye-bye.